Hi, this is a second in a series of videos about how to use ChatGPT to do Midjourney prompts. And what we're going to look at today is how to use ChatGPT to vary prompts. So we're going to give it a prompt to start with and then have it vary it. So I started a new session with ChatGPT and I told it, here's a prompt I'd like to work with. And then here's the prompt here. Links, ukiyo-e, Japanese woodblock, palette, knife, water, color, painting. So this was a prompt I saw on the um, daily theme that they have in Midjourney, um, right here, daily theme. And let me see if it's still links or if it's changed to something else. It's still links. All right, so I saw this prompt. I like the looks out of it. And I asked Midjourney for some variations on it. I said, what strategies can you suggest for varying this prompt? And this is how it responded. It gave 4 strategies. Okay, so this isn't how it would normally respond. It responded this way because uh, I set the custom instructions to have it respond that way. I'll take a quick look at that here, the custom instructions. And um, here I told it we're going to be working together on varying the prompt. Told it a little bit about what Midjourney is and how to prompt with it well. Um, and then I mentioned the 4 strategies that we're looking at. And then I asked it to list out these strategies. And I looked at the 4 strategies. And the one that most caught my eye was strategy number 2, where it says, look at the elements between commas for descriptors. And this is an interesting thing that shows how smart ChatGPT is. So it says your prompt doesn't have commas, but the descriptors are links and ukiyo, Japanese woodblock, and descriptors I'm using as a word. It actually came up with this word. It's just things that impact the prompt, things about the prompt. And links would actually be the subject, not the descriptor, but it doesn't matter for what it's doing. But the ukiyo, Japanese woodblock, that would be material to use in a prompt. So that's one of the things you can add about a prompt to affect how it looks, which is what I'm using this word descriptor for. And it says your prompt doesn't have commas, but it does have this. It says we could swap out the ukiyo Japanese woodblock for some other artistic style or technique. And then it gave an example. And I said, okay, I'd like to try strategy 2. Please give some examples. And then it gave these examples. And then I ran those. And let's take a look at what those look like. So I think the easiest way, well, probably not there. So I just listed the prompts there. I didn't list the I just listed the images there, not the prompts. But here we've got the images and the prompts. And we're looking for, I think these here. So let's look. It said, the Impressionist oil painting Linux with vivid brushstrokes. Okay, so that is this one here. Nope, it's not that one. Sorry about this. Let's see, let's find the, oh, that was from a previous one. So we're looking at one that has the Impressionism. So So it's going to be one of these. Here it is right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, this was with the artist. All right. I wonder if I took an upscale of it. Here's, this is it right here. Impressionistic oil painting links with vivid brushstrokes. So that's this one here. And that's pretty nice image, especially when you see it a little bit larger. And here's the other ones that in that group. The Art Nouveau illustration, this one here. And here we've got surrealistic acrylic. And I did 5 of them, which is what I asked for. Gothic watercolor. And let's take a look. So, and Baroque etching. I'm not sure I did this one. Is that one there? Is there something that looks like Baroque etching? I don't think I see that one. Okay. Well, we have at least 4 of those. And they're pretty nice prompts. And you can see that it just took the idea that the first prompt that we gave to it, links, the wood block, palette knife, watercolor painting, and it extrapolated it to some other ideas. And so that was one of the 4 strategies. And there's 4 strategies that are mentioned here. I only went into one of these here, but given the custom instructions, there's a number of different ideas that it could go to. For example, one of the ideas would be to add artists to the prompt and their associated style. That's like right here, strategy 1. The artist would be Hokusai, and kind of interesting that it's pairing that with a digital painting. Oh, that's probably correct. It's probably, I don't know who this is, but it'll take the artist and then it'll pair it with a style. And there's a number of different variations that one could explore. But I wanted to show a different idea for doing variations, and that is this one here. And so I said, please take the following prompts and replace wise cat owlish with lynx, and then leave off the aspect ratio 16:9. And where I got this from was a previous blog post. And I just simply copied and pasted a number of prompts. We're only going to look at 5 of these, but I did a whole bunch of these prompts just to get an idea of what the prompt would look like with different artists doing it. And this, of course, is very easy for ChatGPT to do. There's a couple of different ways you can use ChatGPT. You can leverage it like I did above here, where it's smart enough to extrapolate patterns and make new patterns. Here I'm just using it as to do something faster than I could do, which is to just replace one string with another string. It listed out the links in place of the what was there previously and these different artists. And I ran 5 of these. And so we'll take a look at that. And that's this I thought was really cool. So this is one of the artists. They said Impressionist links. And it figured this out on the original one where um, I gave it artists and asked it to say something really brief to kind of help chat Midjourney in creating the image. And it came up with the idea of what to pair with the artist. This is meaningless. This 1209. This is just a way of me tracking the batch that I did. So just the important part of the prompt is the artist name and art style and then links. And you see it made it anthropomorphic, which is, it actually did, uh, has the parents here. Let me the parent, bring that up. And here you can see the 4 different prompts, and they're actually quite different. I have kind of like a cute little kitten here, and then a couple of anthropomorphic ones, and uh, I know it's kind of like maybe a fox there. But I thought it was kind of interesting that it did different styles there. Then we did, on this Art Nouveau one, this is kind of interesting. I remember that I had done something similar with a fox. And here I just took the fox and replaced it with the links. And you can see in this one you get more of a border on the Art Nouveau prompt. So here's a couple of other artists here and the prompts. This is another artist with, says neo-romantic. You have a watercolor one here with um, this artist, Carolyn Blish. And then you have a futuristic one here, kind of an angry links for Daniel Arsham. And then here we've got another artist, uh, Clannad or Clannad Mystical Links. And just to mention something quickly here, which um, I think should be obvious, but I think it's worth mentioning, is that the artists that Midjourney is doing these images of, they're not actually capturing anything close to the actual work of the artist, but you can think of it as a way of suggesting a certain type of style that Midjourney will implement. I think that's a good way of looking at it, because I think only rarely will you get something that really looks, unless it's just like quotes from some image it has in its database. Um, you just get something that produces a certain type of impact. Okay, and then on these next prompts here, uh, we went in a different direction here, and that's using the new style mechanism that Midjourney just introduced in November. And if you're interested in more information on that, YouTube is a place where there's some videos that have been released that are starting to talk about it. But another really good spot is this showcase called Style Tuner. So it's brand new. This just started at the beginning of November, and there's lots of nice stuff here where people, they not only share their styles that they created, but they share their tuners. So it's very cool. So you can go through the whole process and see what they did by going to this Style Tuner showcase. And so I just borrowed some of the styles that other people did, and that's all this prompt is links, and I put in their style, uh, and you get some real interesting effects. This one is yeah, kind of, I don't know, a blur, kind of interesting way it's completely blurry here, but you can see that it coalesces into a face there. And this one, I wouldn't even know what you call this kind of style, but kind of interesting. And here, now if this one here, I could redo it. These were all well, it has appearance here. So you can see that these are making, standing up figures. And so this would be more appropriate to change the aspect ratio to a portrait one. But I thought this looked good enough, even just getting the top part. It's a very interesting depiction of a lynx. Um, this style, I thought it was really a neat style, but it's a bit on the dark side. I don't know how well this will show up. You can see a bit of the light coming in. And here's one that's a lot easier. Oh, so this was a different technique. So these ones here are the styles. And as I said before, you can go to the showcase. You can get a whole lot of styles to play around with. And I have an idea for a project that I haven't done yet, but I'd like to have ChatGPT help me uh, make a catalog of these styles, which I think would be an interesting thing to do. And while I'm on this subject, that reminds me of a resource that, if you're not aware of this resource, this is an amazing resource. And it's called midlibrary.io. And this has literally thousands of styles. Let me see if here it says, there's 4,432 styles. And they're categorized in different ways. They have them listed by categories, such as painters, techniques, titles. These are film titles. There's different ways that it does that, and you can look through the website and see how to use it. One thing I think I will mention will be, if you go to this patrons hall, this you can see that there's people that put together collections of the styles that they like the best. And one of the questions, like if you're looking at something that's like almost 4,500 styles, how are you going to make use of that? Because it's so many things. Well, here, if you hit that Patreon Hall link that I just clicked and come down here, you can see that there are collections. Like this person has 28 different style collections. So each one is a different collection styles that you can look through and just, maybe play around with something that somebody else uh, liked. So here this person has minimal styles, different kind of lighting stuff. So he or she had, 23 different collections, but the collections themselves have different numbers of styles. Like this person has 82 different lighting styles that you can go through and look at and see what you like and play around. So that's a helpful way of trying to come to grips with there being so many styles. And that's a really nice reference to make use of. So back to looking at the prompts that we had. So these are, we just looked at the ones that are just putting in the kind of gobbledygook number. Oh, something else I wanted to mention. I was talking to ChatGPT about these styles, and it suggested the possibility that each of these numbers and letters are traits that represent traits that the model has been trained on, or different values for the traits. And that seemed quite plausible. It might be kind of interesting to play around with that idea. Like maybe just change change the 2 to a 3 or 2 to a 4 or something like that. I haven't tried that, but that might be an interesting thing to try to see what happens if you do that. Anyway, this brings us to the final thing that I did to change these. which these last variations starting from here. And what I did was I have a list of prompts that I like, and I simply substituted one of the words in the prompt for with links. So this prompt originally had skull. So it said skull, heatnet, IRR, paradox void, and um, the dash dash parameters. And I put in links in the place of skull, came up with that image. And here, this one is a type of psychedelic. So it had a couple of psychedelic ones that it came up where I just did the same thing. I just substituted links in for the word of the prompt. And here, that was same idea. And these I really liked. These are toddlers. Uh, this was originally this was a different kind of museum artwork, and I just put in links in the place of that, and it came up with these nice images of toddlers, looking at the, the different ones. And one last thing that I'll mention is for these variations, that in this particular example that I gave it, actually, I gave it the little prompts and I just asked it to change the one, set of words, for one, this phrase for links. But another thing that you can do is you can just give it any random collection of prompts and you can tell it, the daily theme for today is links. Could you adjust this prompt so that it has links in it instead of what you had? And it does quite a good job with that. Well, I hope you found some useful ideas for using ChatGPT to vary your prompts. Until next time.